back, and I'm here to tell everybody about some hidden games that you can discover inside of Google browser. Right now, I'm gonna do obviously Google Snake. Oh wait, one thing you gotta know is you've got to go into your search settings down below there, and you see where it says Never Show. If you are set to only when my computer's fast enough, blah blah, one of those, set it back to the other and save, and you'll get this little confirmation that says saved. Good. We go back. And let's try that again. So we're going to type in Google Snake, and then we're going to say, I feel lucky. So, whoops, not snag, snake. Google Snake. Maybe I should have tried it. Who knows? Maybe it's another game in there. So, when that happens, you get one of these little games up there, and I think we've all seen like many of these games are in the little Google Doodle. So, Google Snake is kind of like the old Nokia phone snake, or Snake's a very old game, and this one's just slightly different. It's got some music, and there's some items to eat, and you have a limited amount of time here, and I'm not even sure what I'm supposed to be eating. What's that? Some sort of maybe sushi. That's a bowl of maybe soup, but it doesn't look too good for me when I eat certain things. Oh yeah, when I eat that tea, boy, I get going. And oop, bam. Ran into a firecracker. That's a penalty, and I've got to take about 5 seconds. So keep eating some of the goodies, and what you end up doing is just getting a score after a minute. And I don't know why a snake would eat lanterns, but he does. But boy, that stuff really gets you going. Mushrooms are fine. Oh no, wait, the mushrooms. I think that makes me go backwards. I think I ate the mushroom, and I can't steer right anymore. So. I don't know, maybe someone else can figure out all the goodies, but that's the game of Snake that is in the Google browser in their little Google Doodle. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is inspired by StarCraft. I think I didn't play much StarCraft back in the day, a little bit, you dabbled into these games, but Zerg Rush is based off of what I believe is a race in the StarCraft world way back, and the real thing is it's about like a weaker enemies just kind of throwing waves and waves of them, kind of like in Futurama, where they just send more kill bots. They can always make more kill bots, they say. So it's just it's weaker enemies that you can send waves and waves upon and just destroy stronger entities. And you can see here I've got to click everything like 3 or 4 times. These little Googleos are just attacking me like crazy and eating away all my search results. So eventually they send a few and more and more and more. So the numbers just keep multiplying, and it gets to a point where you can't fight them anymore. You're just overwhelmed. A stronger individual just has no chance. And once they've won, I'm going to fast forward this a bit at the end here so we can see them all just compile themselves in a couple of nice GGs. And you can see tons of them everywhere, and that's Zerg Rush. All right, going back, we've got another classic. This one goes way back to the 70s. If everyone remembers how boring Pong was way back, but it was a 2-player arcade game, and there was a lot of home consoles that made Pong, but it was always 2-player. You can play. Nolan Bushnell, when he was founding Atari, hired a couple of young guns called Steve Wozniak and Steve Jobs to create a single-player one, and that was called Breakout. And as you can see here, if you type in Atari Breakout into and this is important, you got to type it into the image searches, or if you type it into the regular search, you just tap images after, and it'll start the game going. And it's a fairly decent replication of it. You use the mouse, as you can see as I scroll back and forth. My pointer is keeping in line with the little panel down below, and the balls are bouncing back and forth. And the one thing I'd say is, it speeds up a little bit too, so it's just like the old Breakout game. It would be nice if when you broke through the top barrier, oops, I almost did it, not quite. If you break through the top barrier, they'd give you a short paddle or something, but that doesn't happen, which would have been nice. See, you hit the roof and no short paddle. So you can just play on and on as long as you like. It's not that difficult, but nice little throwback. Okay, so now we're going to go way back to 1980. And, I don't know if this one's really hit. Whoa, Pac Man with a K. What am I thinking? Well, I feel lucky anyway. Let's just go with Pac Man. As we all know, this used to be called Puck Man, but we know why it didn't stay that name. So I guess when you feel lucky, even if you spell it wrong, you can be pretty lucky. And I don't know how hidden this one is. It's really, even if you type in Pac Man, it's like one of the first things you see is that you can play this. And, oh, geez, I'm not very good. I guess I missed the power pellet there. So as you can see, you get a nice little Google-inspired version of Pac Man. This was done a few years back for one of the anniversaries. And the nice thing is if you're stuck at work and you got nothing to do and you're on a little break, let's just say you're on a little break at least, you could play Pac Man for a while. It just uses the up, down, and left, right arrows on your keyboard, and it plays pretty well. I mean, it's pretty true to the original. It's obviously the layout's a little different, and if you have a friend with you or a female friend, you can have them play Miss Pac-Man too. I'm going to try and play both at once, but this is going to be tricky. So using the W, A, S, and Z key, you can control Miss Pac-Man, but probably not for very long. It's really tricky. I'd love to see someone that can master this with two hands just alone, but I can't imagine. Yeah, see, I already let Pac-Man get killed. So that is Pac-Man. Fantastic. What do you do when you're on the internet and you don't have the internet? Well, fear not, because even if there is no internet connection, you can play a game with Google. See this little guy up here? Just hit the space bar and you're off and running. Yes, that's right. You've got a tiny little T-Rex that's running through the desert, I guess, because you can see there are cactus there. And it's just a simple little jump game. You hit the space bar and you keep jumping. And there's just a few different things. You got 1, 2, 3, just jumping cactus, running along. Some are closer, some more further apart. And every 100 points, you get a nice little ding. See? And you go up and you get a little more value, and it gets faster and faster and faster. I think every time you get one of those 100-point ranges. And it'll stay that way as long as you don't have an internet connection. Now, if your internet comes back on, your game's going to be done. It's going to go right to the web page you have. But, oh, there's some birds coming along, so I throw a few little things on there. And I don't know. I don't know how far this goes. I don't know if it gets really crazy, if you start having ditches and birds and other monsters or anything. But it lets you play for a little while, and see, it turns to nighttime even. And you're just jumping and ducking and dodging birds. But even when there's no internet, Google, they've thought of you. They want to keep you happy. And there's a little game to keep you entertained while you're waiting for the internet to come back up. Now, this next one, I haven't seen anyone else find it. I can't be the only one that's discovered this. That would be crazy. I'm just some normal guy just typing things. I saw these games were out there, and I decided, what kind of weird, kind of hidden games would they have? And then I thought of games. Well, what's one of the games from the old days? And I went back to the war games, where you play against the supercomputer. Was it Joshua or something like that? And I thought, what's that phrase he says? Do you want to play a game? Shall we play a game? So that's what I did. I went in and typed a few different ways of how about a game, and then I realized it was shall we. What was it? Shall we play a game? Which is the phrase that they actually used, or the computer used, and I was actually shocked when this worked. And look, there it is, Tic Tac Toe, just like in the movie. Matthew Broderick playing against it. Now, obviously, this isn't thermonuclear war, and I don't know. I wonder if you get to the point where you have so many draws, because I think that was the theme of the movie. I haven't seen it in a long time, but Matthew Broderick hacked into like NORAD or something like that. Can't remember, but he hacked into the war, and he was playing on the system and triggered a nuclear war simulator, and it decided that obviously games that are a draw eventually is no way to win, or if there's no winner, I guess, like a nuclear war, there's never a winner. So this was a real surprise to me. I mean, I did not think I was going to discover this. I'd like to know if other people have found this already, but It'd be cool if this was a new discovery for me. I looked it up after, saw if anyone else had discovered it. Nope, haven't seen anything. So, please let me know if this is new or if people have known about it for years. I just maybe wasn't doing the right search in Google and it was coming up with, kinds of all crazy stuff that just didn't match what I was searching for. But I was just playing around in the Google searches, knowing that there's games in there. Typed this in, and boom, there it was. So there we have it, folks. There is 5 hidden games plus one possibly new one in Google. So long, everyone. We'll see you in the near distant future. Bye-bye.